Hello again, everybody. Welcome again to another virtual visit sponsored by the Cumberland Chamber of Commerce. I'm Cara Green, and I'm here with Tavis of Tavis's Mushrooms in downtown Cumberland. We're going to talk about what he's got going on right now. So at any time, if you have questions for Tavis, please feel free to comment them, and we'll try to get to them at the end. So you may recognize Tavis from his booth at the farmer's market, where he's been for a few years now. But I'll have him introduce himself, just in case you don't know about who he is.
I'm Tavis Lynch. I own Tavis's Mushrooms, where we grow exotic mushrooms and we build mushroom kits for people to grow their own mushrooms at home.
So Tavis, you have a pretty long history in mycology, right?
Most of my life.
So what ended up getting you into that?
Family tradition and fascination.
Really?
Yeah, in the woods.
Interesting. I don't know that I would have pegged your parents as being ones who'd be interested in that.
My mother, not so much.
No.
Maybe it's built over the years, but in the beginning, absolutely not.
For those of you who don't know, Tavis's mom is Barb Lynch, who was a longtime educator in the Cumberland School District. So, Tavis, what made you want to start a business in Cumberland? Obviously, you're from here, but what made you think, hey, maybe this is the spot to be?
It's probably nothing more than that, just a fear of moving away.
I can feel you there. Yeah, this little town, boy, it gets people to come back to it if they do leave.
Certainly.
So, Tavis, you got a lot going on. As you can see behind us, you have these grow kits, which maybe these aren't the ones specifically, but I believe you have some on Etsy that are for sale.
These are it.
These are the ones.
Yep. We've got 3 shelves of them, 3. They're available on Etsy, on our Facebook page, at the farmer's market, at my back door, which nobody can ever find. Yeah.
All right, so let's pan around and let's see some of the other things that you've got going on here.
To my left, we have Eric Olson. He is our primary baker. He's mixing all the ingredients that we have here to make our mushroom kits. It's kind of a secret recipe that we use here, but it is a blend of hardwood fuel pellets, brown rice flour, wheat bran, and hot water. And then we add our organism to it. That's an organism that we've cultured on the other side of the room here, either from wild cloned mushrooms or genetics have traded with other mushroom growers around Wisconsin and other parts of America.
And folks, if you don't know, Tavis kind of has a pretty good mix going here. I've heard that it's well sought after, and his mushrooms are some that are pretty guaranteed to grow. So even those who really maybe don't really know what they're doing have been able to buy these kits and get them to grow at their own house with pretty minimal effort, really.
We did all the hard work. The idea of the grow kits is you open the bag and the mushrooms grow. Requires no extra water, doesn't require much for setup. We have a little kit that comes with it with a small tent and some tent stakes. But other than that, it's just a matter of opening up the bag and watching the mushrooms grow. It's a pretty straightforward process. After Eric is done with what he's doing now, they will go into a stereoclave, a steam sterilizer that we have on the floor here. We have a small one. It can do 5 kits at a time. And if we spend the entire day here, we can do 10 kits a day. We've had some larger orders come in that we've actually had to decline. We just had a recent order for 800 kits and a deadline of about 2 months, and that was just absolutely impossible for us. So there is demand for this product out there. We can only go as fast as we're equipped to go right now.
Yeah, you're just, a little 3-man operation here?
There's 5 of us total, but there's only 3 that work in this building. The other 2 are farm workers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's a small mushroom farm also at my house.
So this is one of the things that makes your business really special, but I know you're not only doing these grow kits. Another thing that you do is you teach as well, right?
I teach for 22 schools in Wisconsin, teaching wild mushroom identification and mushroom cultivation.
For those of you who don't know, Tavis also does a ladies' weekend where you take the gals out in the woods and do a little identification.
I don't. I just set it up. They do all that on their own.
Gotcha.
There's about 8 or 9 women that are the leaders of that day. That each year, roughly the first weekend in September, they go out. We've had as many as about 85 women show up. Yep.
That's great for
eat,
this
eat
area.
mushroom-related dishes and learn about mushroom medicine and mushroom salt, and then identify any mushrooms that we find in the woods.
Well, we'll have to watch out for that this fall.
It'll be coming up.
Yes. So are you teaching right now then?
I start back next Monday at the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. I've got a 4-week course and study on the mushrooms of spring.
So I suppose it's probably a little late to get in on that now, or
I
can still
don't
people
think it is. It's continuing education through the University of Wisconsin Eau Claire. I don't exactly know how to register. I've never had to.
Just the teacher, right?
Right. That's my job.
Wonderful. Well, we'll look into that, and we'll try to post a link if possible, so that if any of you are interested in taking a class with Tavis, who is incredibly knowledgeable about this kind of thing, then you should be able to. So another thing that Tavis did was he wrote a book. I actually own a copy about mushrooms. You wrote 2 books. I didn't know about your second one.
The second one was just released in December.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So what are the names if people want to go and find
My
you?
first book is called Mushroom Cultivation, and my second book is called The Beginner's Guide to Mushrooms. And I co-authored that with Britt Bunyard, the editor-in-chief of Fungi Magazine.
It's really cool.
It turned out very nice. We're proud of it.
Well, good deal. We'll have to get a copy of that so I can complete my collection.
If I had one, I'd give you one.
Wonderful. So now another thing you do on top of all of this that's going on is you're part of a group in the northwest of mycology.
Yeah, we started a club up here last October called the Northwestern Wisconsin Myco Enthusiasts, and all it is a club that has 12 events per year, limited to the 19 counties of the face of Wisconsin, the northwest corner, where we go out in the woods and we do species surveys, we do recipe sharing, we do plant identification, we do some cultivation workshops. We had a nice snowshoeing event in February. We had an event in the rain this past Saturday where we learned how to identify trees without their leaves. And we did find, I think we're up to probably close to 40 or 50 species so far this year that we've had documented in vouchers.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I would say then it's probably pretty fair to say that you're kind of Cumberland's mushroom man.
There's a couple people around that know their mushrooms, but I'd like to think that I might be a half a step ahead of them.
So what do you think then that you're known for in town if you're not just the mushroom man?
Certainly for that.
Just that?
Yeah.
I would say so too. Yeah.
That's my niche.
You're kind of off the beaten path a little bit. Technically you're on Main Street, but you're tucked away sort of in a secret little corner here.
I don't officially have an address.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the basement of 1323 2nd Avenue, and you have to use the back door. So if I give people that address, they will never find me. But yeah, I'm in the back alley between the library and the DNR.
Well, hopefully this video allows some of you guys to be able to find Tavis a little better. You can always find him on Facebook at Tavis's Mushrooms, or as well on that Etsy site, which is also Tavis's Mushrooms. So I don't see any questions come up. So with that, I think we'll end the interview. I really appreciate Tavis taking the time out to do this. This is really awesome. I think you're definitely one of the businesses that a lot of people don't know about in town. So
I'm in my dungeon.
it can be a blessing and a curse to be tucked off. All right, so due to a scheduling issue, actually next week we are not going to have a virtual visit, but the week after that, April 13th, we're going to stop by the new Peter and Annie's and talk with them about all the crazy and wild things they've got going on. So thank you again to everybody for joining us, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.